Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen a rainbow? What about a pot of gold at the end of it? Well, this is the story of how rainbows came to be, or at least one little girl's discovery of how rainbows are made. It was a beautiful day in the floating city of Nimbus. Fluffy white clouds dotted the bright blue sky, and playful wind currents swirled through the streets, making music as they went. The sun shone warmly on all the houses in town, especially the house of Luma, a young cloud painter who loved nothing more than painting beautiful pictures on the clouds. She would take her paints out every morning when the sky was fresh and new and make wonderful works of art for everyone to enjoy. Sometimes she would even paint little faces on the clouds and watch them change shapes as they floated by. One day, however, when Luma stepped outside with her paint set, she noticed something terrible had happened. The beautiful rainbow bridge, which connected the dreams of all the children in Nimbus to the waking world, had disappeared. Without the rainbow bridge, how would the children of Nimbus ever get to Dreamland? And without dreams, how could they ever grow up happy? This was too big a problem for little Luma to solve on her own. So she set out into the wide open sky to find someone who could help. As she floated through the sky, she soon met a chatty raindrop named Plip. Plip was always falling from the clouds, then floating back up again, which made him one of the most well-traveled drops of water in all of Nimbus. And he knew just the person who could help Luma fix the bridge, a shy lightning bug named Ziz. Luma and Plip found Ziz hiding inside an enormous cumulus cloud. She was so ashamed for not already helping Luma that she refused to leave her hiding spot. But Luma was very persuasive and soon convinced Ziz to come with her to the Sky Palace, where the Royal Sky Weavers were having a very important meeting. When they arrived at the palace, Luma explained to the Sky Weavers that she needed their help to repair the Rainbow Bridge. But the Sky Weavers were too busy weaving the Aurora curtains for the night to help Luma. If they stopped working now, the curtains wouldn't be finished, and the whole world would be plunged into eternal darkness. With the Sky Weavers unable to help, Luma realized she would have to find another way to fix the Rainbow Bridge. But where to start? Just then, Plip noticed a tiny shimmer deep inside the cloud. It was Ziz's tail. Even though she was scared, she knew that if she didn't do something, there would be no rainbows for the children of Nimbus ever again. So as the sun began to set and the sky grew dark, Ziz, Plip, and Luma left the Sky Palace and headed into the Whispering Woods, home of the legendary Sky Spinners. The Sky Spinners were magical creatures who could turn anything they touched into beautiful threads of pure imagination. But they were very elusive, and no one had ever actually spoken to one before. When our friends arrived in the woods, they saw hundreds of brightly colored threads hanging from tree to tree, but there wasn't a Sky Spinner in sight. Ziz wanted to give up right away, but Luma had an idea. She handed Plip a paintbrush and asked him to paint the Sky Spinners a welcome sign. After all, how could such a lovely gift go unappreciated? As Plip painted the sign, Ziz hid behind Luma, too afraid to come forward. When they finished, the three friends hid behind some bushes and waited for the Sky Spinners to arrive. Soon enough, a family of Sky Spinners emerged from behind some trees. They gasped when they saw the beautiful welcome sign and thanked Plip profusely. One of the Sky Spinners even let out a happy sigh and said it was the nicest thing anyone had ever done for them. Luma took this chance to ask the Sky Spinners for their help in repairing the Rainbow Bridge. At first, the Sky Spinners were reluctant to help. They had never really interacted with anyone from Nimbus before, but after Luma promised to return the favor someday, the Sky Spinners agreed to help fix the Rainbow Bridge. Then the real work began. The Sky Spinners wove the threads of their imagination into a giant ball, and Ziz used her magic to shape it into a beautiful arc. Plip helped hold the threads in place with his water magic, while Luma stood back and painted beautiful patterns on the bridge. As the sun rose higher in the sky, the bridge grew larger and stronger, but right when they thought they were finished, a terrible gust of wind blew through the forest. It was so strong that it knocked Luma's paintbrush out of her hand and sent it floating away. Oh no, what would she use to paint the final touches on the bridge? What would she do? When the Sky Spinners saw the look on Luma's face, they knew that their work wasn't finished yet. One of the Sky Spinners transformed her spinning wheel into a magic paintbrush and gave it to Luma. Then they all watched as Luma dipped the brush in a nearby puddle and painted the finishing touches on the bridge. And what a sight it was! The bridge sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow and shone like 1,000 stars. But it was missing something to tie it to the clouds and connect it to the dreams of the children. Suddenly, Ziz knew what she could do. She flew to the top of the bridge and let out a mighty zap. Her lightning magic combined with Luma's paint to form strong, sturdy ropes that anchored the bridge to the clouds. Finally, the rainbow bridge was complete. Overjoyed, Luma, Plip and Ziz raced back to Nimbus to show the bridge to everyone. When the people of Nimbus saw the bridge, their joy knew no bounds. The children cheered and waved as they ran across the bridge to Dreamland. The adults thanked Luma, Plip and Ziz over and over. And even the Sky Weavers came to tell our friends that they had finished the Aurora curtains and that the first rays of dawn would shine through them that very night. From that day on, Luma, Plip and Ziz were celebrated throughout Nimbus as heroes. The children told stories of how the Rainbow Bridge returned because of their bravery and kindness. Plip learned that even though he was just a small raindrop, he could make a big difference in the world if he just believed in himself. And Luma learned that there was no limit to the power of friendship and believing in the impossible. What did you think of the story? Which character was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our magical adventures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.